Alright, to set my under eye, I'm going to use the Huda Booty. Hey everyone, my name is Keishante Chantel and welcome to my channel. So if you have been here before, welcome back. And if you have just tuned in, hey girl, hey, welcome to my channel. We're going to be doing this makeup look today. I am all for just a pop of color on the inner corners of the eye. That is just, I feel like that's going to be the thing for the summer. So I mean, it's not the first time that it's been done, but we're going to bring it back. Okay, so if you have not already, please subscribe, stick around for this makeup look, and we're going to jump straight into the video. Alright, so I'm going to start off using my Bobbi Brown Hydrating Face Cream. This is one of my favorite moisturizers. It is just very lightweight and it just, I don't know, it really does hydrate my skin without making me feel super heavy. So I know that probably seems like a lot to y'all, but I have combination skin, so I need all the moisture that I can get. And again, this is a whipped moisturizer, so it's not like greasy or anything. All right, and this primer has become one of my staples. Like, it is amazing. I have backup. I think I have another one that's unopened somewhere, but it's thebomb.com. So if you're not familiar, this is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I have a tendency to say Hydro Grip, but babe, if you want your makeup to stay on all day and you want a flawless finish, this is where it's at. I'm gonna use a brush that I got from Shein. I've had this for a while, but I've never used it. It's just a flat brush. It's really cheap feeling, but I wanted something, I don't know, I wanted something different, and it looked cute online. So I'm gonna be using the Kat Von D Good Apple Foundation. If you know, you know. This is a really, really good foundation. It is full coverage, but I feel like if you like light to medium, then you can control how much you put on. But guys, look at this. This foundation blends into my skin so well. It is like a second layer of skin. It's so beautiful. It is one of my favorites. If you are new here, then you probably don't know my favorite foundation is the NARS Radiant Longwear. I love anything by NARS, just holy grail. But, you know, this one has become my favorite. And I always am able to catch it on the 21 Days of Beauty. So that's always a plus. And I like this little paintbrush situation, even though I feel like the brush quality is not necessarily as good as some of the ones that I've used before. I feel like it's doing everything that I need it to do. So alright, and then before I do my concealer, I'm gonna go ahead and set my brow hairs into place. I'm using the NYX brow glue and just brush those hairs upward. This is another fave of mine. I know people use the Refi one, but this one is only $10 and like, it's so good. I am dog sitting, so if you hear some barking in the background, that is what is going down. Okay, so for under eye concealer, I'm gonna use light beige. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. Listen, I haven't found anything. Some people think it's drying. It's full coverage. It's an affordable concealer that I feel like is just, it does the same exact thing as one of these high-end concealers does. And I just don't think that makeup has to be super expensive. So yeah. So I'm gonna let that sit underneath my eye. I don't have like It doesn't have to be super neat because it's going to get blended out anyway. And then for my contour, this is the bomb.com. So I keep saying contour, but make no mistake, I like to bronze, not necessarily contour. So these 3 products right here are my staples. 2 of them are discontinued, but this one, the only thing they did with the Lancome one, this is a foundation stick, they changed the packaging. That is it. You can still find this product on the market. This one is by Juvia's Place. They don't sell this anymore, unfortunately, and I think I have one more backup, and it is what it is. And then the Black Opal, this one is really, really good. You can find this at Walmart. But these 3 products are pretty much what I use to cream bronze with. And then I just take that and go like that. And I prefer to bronze versus contour just because I feel like, to me, it looks more natural. Now, you can do whatever you want to do. There's no right, there's no wrong. This is just what I like. I'm just going to use this fluffy brush. This is from Morphe. It doesn't have a number because it came in like a little kit, but I'm pretty sure they always tend to sell stuff very separately that is like what they offer in the kit. But I'm just going to use this brush. It's an angled brush, and I'm just going to start blending out my bronzer with it. And I like to use like these patting motions because I feel like it softens everything. If I was to go in and do like the circular motion or whatever, I feel like it would disturb the product. But this helps to press it into my skin so that it just ends up looking like more natural for me. So you can kind of see how that is starting to soften up. This is, I mean, and then with the bronzer, like when you get on the cheek, I like to blend towards the eye this way because I feel like if you blend downward, you don't really get that snatched look. And then the product ends up going down here too. And that's not what you want. You want like a more defined cheekbone. So I like to blend upward. And then take that product into your temples. And then if you have to, definitely push it back a little bit towards the hairline, because the worst thing to do is have like that line of separation. And then so with this part right here, what I like to do is take and blend the concealer downwards into the bronzer, and then take this part and just go like along the jawline. All right, now I just have like a smaller fluffy brush. This is Japanese 915. I don't even know that they sell it anymore. But you just take this and then you're going to blend that upward. Same patting motions, not to disturb the product. And we just blend this along the cheekbone. So you see where that product, you can still see the bronzer, and then you can see the concealer is just staying in place, but we are just buffing it out. And then once I'm done with that, what I'll end up doing is just taking the rest of the product that's left from the bronzer, and I will diffuse any lines from the concealer. So like this right here. Do you see how that is softened? You can still see like both products, but it's just blended so well. I gotta watch this little dog because he be eating every damn thing. Come here. Come here. What is in your mouth? What's in your mouth? Open. Open. Open your mouth. Open your mouth. Jeez. Y'all, I ain't having no kids. I'm not having no kids because these dogs is more than enough. Why are you so bad? Get out. So I'm going to use some cream blush. This is Peach Rose from Juvia's Place. These are the best, hands down, best cream blushes on the market. And a little bit goes a long way. Literally, I'm going to take that same exact brush that we use for the bronzer. And do you see how that product is just like, you don't need to get in there and be heavy-handed with this blush because you will regret it. And so I just kind of pat that in. So I want you guys to tell me in the comments, do you guys prefer cream blush or liquid blush? Do you have a preference at all? I used to not like cream blush at all. I used to not like cream bronzer. Creams just wasn't my thing because I just felt like powder blended so well. But now I'm definitely a cream girly because I feel like this just looks so natural, so pretty, and my skin has like this sheen to it that's like a natural glow from within. So I think creams are definitely the way to go, but of course I am gonna set them with powder. All right, to set my under eye, I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty to set my under eye. I'm going to use the Huda. Goddamn, why can't I say that word? I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty banana bread setting powder. What was that? Oh my goodness. And I'm just blending out any creases that was underneath the eye. So I'm just going to take the cap, a little makeup sponge or powder puff. I got these from Shein. That's the best place to order because I got like 50 of them for like $7. And I just set my under eye and see how smooth that is. The setting powder is bomb. But make sure like you pat off any excess on your hand. And then I'm just going to set my forehead right on top of my lip. And then I like to set my smile lines because that's typically the first place that I notice the makeup will start creasing. And set my chin. Now I'm going for a bright under eye. So when I want a bright under eye, I know a lot of people are doing the Cherry Blossom by Huda or they're doing the one size, but this is the original OG. This is Midnight Pretty Pink. You get so much setting powder in here for way cheaper than the other brands. This is like 85 grams of powder. Like, come on. And it's the OG. So I'll show you because this is going to definitely brighten up my inner corner. Do you see how bright that is? So I'm doing the same thing, just tapping off any excess. And I like it because like if you're wearing a pink blush, it will set the blush, but like help to just kind of tone it down if it's just like too much. So I'm gonna move on to my eyebrows. This is typically what I use or what I have been using every day. You can see how much product I have left. This is the Anastasia brow powder in the shade Chocolate. It's just bomb. And just any regular angled brush will do. I like it because I don't have to use as much product and it just looks natural. It looks so natural and So this is the side that I like to use. I will use the darker side, but it'll be typically on the end of the brows. But I find that the lighter side, because when powder grabs moisture, it ends up looking darker anyway. So I don't have to like go in with the darker side too much. All right, and then I'm just gonna use Anastasia, just the back of brow wiz, just to, is brow wiz? Yeah, just to comb that powder through, so when I go in and clean it up, it still looks natural. And then I'm taking some e.l.f. concealer and just gonna clean it up with a flat brush. And then take the product, the rest of it, and bring it down. And essentially that's basically it. I don't really do the top of the brow too much. I mean, I feel like I could, but like I like the look of that. So there was this huge debate recently where this girl was on TikTok and she was saying, oh, I'm a makeup artist of X amount of years, and I feel like anybody that uses concealer as eyeshadow base, they're not a true makeup artist, because just some bullshit reason. And I feel like this. I've been doing makeup for over 20 years, right? And I have used it all, like any and every single eyeshadow primer that you can think of, from Shadow Insurance from Too Faced to Urban Decay primer to freaking Pure Minerals primer. Like, I have used it all. At the end of the day, I feel like concealer does the same thing. Like, it literally does the same exact thing. I get the same exact color payoff. And I feel like just because you use a concealer on your eyes, how does that determine whether or not you're a true makeup artist or not? Like, get out of here. I even have the P. Louise one, and essentially it's a concealer. Like, okay. So this is what we're looking like so far. So I'm gonna go in with the Sephora Micro Smooth powder. This powder, I noticed that it's discontinued in some Sephora stores, but not all. What's that about? So I'm just gonna use that powder with a fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna set the rest of my face. This gives that blurred out filter look. All right, and the blush that I'm going to use to just kind of, the powder blush that I'm going to use to set is the Into the Pink. This is so pretty. Look at this. This is by MAC. I feel like when I use this, I don't have to use highlighter. And then I'm going to use this. This is by Juvia's Place. It's the bronze palette. And I'm just gonna deepen up my bronzer with this, just to sculpt my cheeks right under where I put the blush. And I just mix the two. And then I'll go down the sides of the nose just a little bit, but I don't really like to contour my nose. My nose doesn't bother me that much. Now, this is one of my favorite palettes. This is the Jaclyn Hill palette, the volume 2. These colors, they're just so beautiful. They're so beautiful. But I don't find myself really wearing the brighter colors in this palette. I typically stick to like these top 2 rows. And I'm going to go in with the shade Comfort Zone. And I'm just going to put that all over the lid. I don't know why, but this brush is a little rough on my eyes. Like lately, my eyelids have been super sensitive, and this just feels like, I don't know, it like hurts. And I'm not even using a whole lot of pressure, so I don't know what that is about. And then I just take whatever product is left over and just blend where the brow highlight meets, and just I'll blend those two together, but I don't take it all the way up. I just want to diffuse like any harsh lines. And then I'm gonna dip back into that color and just add a little bit more. Alright, so I want a really bright inner corner. So I'm going to go in with the shade Therapy Session, which is so pretty. It's just this really pretty fuchsia or magenta color. And I'm just going to pop that right in my inner corner. I do take that color a little bit underneath the eye, and then I wanted to have like this iridescent look, so I'm going to take a smaller brush and then I'm just going to spray it with the e.l.f. Power Grip Setting Spray. And then there's a shade in the palette called I'm In It, and I'm just going to dip into that, and it looks white, but once it goes over, do you see how pretty and iridescent that is? It has like this pearl kind of shimmer to it. So I'm just laying that right on top of that first color, and oh my gosh, I love the way that looks. I loved it. All right, I'm gonna take the Sephora liner. This one is just a waterproof liner by them. All right, and I'm just going to line my eyes. This is a very, very difficult thing for me to do. So I'm just gonna be quiet while I'm doing it, and then I'll fast forward through it. Alright, and for my lashes, I use these lashes that I got from off of TikTok Shop. They are my favorites. They are by BTL. Here, because this is what it says, just so you guys will know. And I like to use tweezers when I put my lashes on, because I just feel like I have way more control. And I didn't even put any mascara on. Hold on. Perfect. Alright, I'm going to put some Clinique mascara on my bottom lashes. I feel like this one is a little bit thicker, and it makes, I don't know, it makes my lashes more pronounced. I feel like I can see them more than using the other one. Alright, and for my lip combo, I did this lip combo on TikTok the other day and I got a lot of love on it. So this is my Morphe lip liner in the shade Date Night. I went in with the Maybelline Vinyl liquid lipstick in the shade Captivated. And then I use the Maybelline Gloss Lifter or Lifter Gloss in the shade Ice. So I'm going to start off by lining my lips with this. And although it looks brown on camera, it does have like a little bit of a purpley tint. It kind of reminds me of MAC's Night Moth. Alright, so the best thing to do with these is, I find, shake them up just a little bit. And then now when I put this on, I do use the brush just to kind of diffuse the liner just a little bit. And then I'm going to let that dry down a little bit before I put the gloss on. Alright, and that lipstick dries down to like a soft matte finish. So now I'm going to go on top of it with the gloss. Do you see how glossy this is? Drugstore, baby. Drugstore. So that is it. That is all for this look. It is so pretty and flawless, and just the inner corner highlight it just does something for me. So thank you guys for tuning in, sticking it out, and thugging it out with me. If you have made it this far, please don't forget to subscribe and join my beautiful online family. And thank you guys for watching. I will see you in my next video.